There are a lot of tutorials on YouTube and they're actually quite handy, but in some cases some of the tricks are kept secret and it's actually almost impossible to find a video about those ones, and today's video will be one of those. So basically we are going to take a look at a simple trick, or a trick, it's probably not that simple, a trick that you can utilize on your lead sound so that your lead sound starts to sound a bit more analogish. And to test that idea we are actually going to utilize SERUM. Most of the people or most of the SERUM users that will tell you that that is one of the most digital sounding synthesizer. So I thought it could be a nice challenge to implement that idea in SERUM so that we can see if that makes any difference or if we can get more analog sound out of SERUM by utilizing this trick. But before we start with the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so that you get notifications when we make a new video like this. Other than that, let's get to Ableton. So I have a dark groove over here and actually it sounds like this. It's quite dark, which I really like. So we are going to put a lead sound on top of this. So what I'm going to do, as we talked, look for a SERUM, and then we are going to just put this guy over here. And then to start with, again, we are not going to play the chords. We are going to make chords from the single oscillator, and this will give actually more analog sound. So what I'm going to do, I think I had the single note here, yes, F. Let's put the F here. So it sounds at the moment like this. Not really the world's most exciting sound, and it will be similar sounding if you even play the chords. So what we are going to do, we are going to activate the oscillate 2. This button right over here, the semi, means that you can actually move the oscillator's pitch by half note if you move this up and down, which is actually exactly what we are going to utilize. So I'm going to click this one time here, the oscillator B. So you see this line, it says 0.5, means that actually it's just on the 0. So we are going to move this up and down and try to come up with some type of nice melody. So to start with, I'm going to tune this down like a 0-ish, so that we start on the bottom. So we have this kind of bassy sound. Let's drive this a bit more on the filter. Yeah, so we get a bit dirtiness. Let's go back here. And then I will start playing with this and try to come up with kind of more melodic chordy sound. So let's try it out a bit. Break here, let me try. Maybe it will be too short, but oops. Let's try to break here. Now I think I will break somewhere here so we have this nice groove going on. And then maybe we go up. Maybe something like this. Something like this maybe. Let's make it a bit bigger. Let me try if it becomes too high if I put it here. And if I put... Yeah, it becomes weird. Let's keep it here. I think this is good to start with. So you see what we are aim to do here. So what I'm going to do now, start to play with the second one, but I want to keep the second one a bit more simple. So we probably start in the, here in the beginning, go maybe until here so that we have a bit contrast. And then maybe we go down rather than up here, so we have this really nice contrast between two different oscillators. And then maybe we go up. Maybe one here. Or maybe we can try here. No, it's definitely not working here. Maybe something like this. Okay, let's try here again. Oops. I still feel like this is coming a bit too early, or let me see, this one is coming too early. Let's put this here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm gonna get some oscillators a bit different from the original one, so that I can have create a bit contrast there as well, which is really important. So what I'm going to do, I think we had this kind of a super saw somewhere here in SERUM. Let me try to find it. It's supposed to be, let me see if it is this one. No. So what I'm aiming at the moment, just make this difference between each oscillator so that the contrast actually easier to hear. So yeah, this one. This one has like smaller sawtools so that the sound will get a bit more interesting. Same thing over here. You can definitely utilize unison here if you wish to, but that gets a bit weird when you do it. So if I try it, or at least you can make maybe this one because it's really low. So high end can be more unison. It gets a bit better. Really nice, huh? You can also try like the kind of a bit more resonated filter, like this guy over here. Sorry, not this one. So this resonance will create also additional harmonics. But I prefer this one because we said that we are going to make it from the more digital synth, so this more digital filter. So let's keep it this way. So what you need at the moment, I will say a bit movement in the sound, so to make it a bit more interesting. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually adding a compressor sidechain to the kick, so that the sound is actually a bit more glued to the groove. So let's put in the sidechain, let's put in the kick and try. Okay, there's no kick there. I think that's the kick. After this point, what we are going to do, we are going to kind of add a repeater, or it's hard to understand what I mean when I say that. It's basically giving a sound that it repeats, and actually it repeats in the bass note, and that is the reason that you will get this root note on the background all the time, and it will also enhance the other two oscillators here. So what for that, we are going to just utilize simple sine wave. And then we are going to take an LFO. Let's take LFO 3. I have other plans for LFO 1 and 2. So let's put it like just like this, on and off basically. Put it on the level. Put it all the way down, and let's try. Isn't it just beautiful? And then we are going to add a noise to give more ambience to the lead, or it will give even more analog feeling to the sound. So let's try. Just beautiful. So what you can do at this point, actually, modulation on the oscillators a bit more, so that you can actually make the sound a bit more unstable, a bit more analog. So what we are going to do, put an LFO on the D tune over here. Let's put a dot over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to utilize another LFO now, but this time I'm going to put it like a sidechain, and it is actually goes to the level of the oscillator 1. The reason being 1 is because the first oscillator is the sound that is high, that has higher pitch, so it will be easier to hear this one on the headphones or on when you are listening. So let's try this now. You can make it more contrast like this if you wish to. But I prefer this way more. And of course you can definitely have some movement on the filter, which will give also a bit more analog feeling. I would suggest that don't exaggerate too much, because we have a resonance, so it will get a bit weird if you do it too much. So we are going to make it slow and long. On the effects side, a chorus is most of the time a good idea, but it will blend and mash the sound a little bit too much, so you have to be careful about it. And then parallel distortion is also a nice idea, so let's try a bit parallel distortion. And a bit compressor would be also nice. And of course there are a lot of things that you can do at the moment. You can put a mono if you want a bit more. At the moment we don't have any breaks, so it doesn't change too much, but you can keep that in mind. And other than that, you can definitely play around a bit some other parameters and make it a bit more analogish, or more unstable, so it will make it more analogish in the end. But I think it is more or less how you get that kind of lead, I will say, like a Klaus SG sound. It's like Stereoke sound, or a bit more dark techno sound. I will say dark techno lead, which is sounding quite analog. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.